Hello again, Bitcoin Chronicles from the UK. Today it's Tuesday the 14th of August 2018 and this is about my 6th attempt at this video because I've got so excited over this particular platform, the concept of this company, that I'm struggling to get my words right. Anyway, let's give it a quick try. Choice eCredit is a company that is a credit and exchange platform. They've been going since 2010 in the financial markets. But it's only in the last 2 years that they've allowed the smaller investors to become involved, such as ourselves. Now, all this company does, in simple terms, it just brings together lenders. We're the lenders, the investors, if you like, and borrowers. It's that simple. Choice eCredit just acts as a middleman between the two. Now, the minimum investment here is about $50, and then it goes up to virtually anything you want. Now, it doesn't rely on crypto at all. It's nothing to do with cryptocurrency, I'm happy to say. All that happens is that we invest a certain amount, from $50, and then we can choose the amount that we wish to lend out to people who want to borrow. And there's several ways of doing that, and I'll come on to that briefly shortly. Now, this is called a credit and exchange platform, and it's simply a way of allowing an individual and an institutional investor to provide a private person with funds in online on an annuity basis, as already mentioned. So without further ado, let me just go to log in, just to give you a very quick rundown of what's going on. This is my dashboard, and I'll keep it simple for the moment, but at the moment I've got $3 in there in my balance. If you go over to here, you can see that I've got $313 as deposits. Now, all a deposit is just a sum of money that you've lent out to a borrower. As you can see here, I've got 2 active deposits. Let's just go to those quickly. And you can see that my first deposit, or my first lend, was $113. My second was $100, and just earlier on today I lent out another $100. Now, there's several ways of investing in this, or lending. I think there's 3 ways of investing in this, but I won't go into that into too much detail at the moment. I just want to really introduce the concept of this really interesting platform. Now, just back to my personal account briefly. So, as you can see, I've got the $3.06 is my total profit so far, because I've only been doing this a couple of days. And if you go over to here, onto this side, which has got the clock running down, it says 1 hour and 3 minutes and no seconds, and that is the rundown time before your next accrual of profit. So at 3 o'clock every day, that's UK time, at 3 o'clock every day your profits will appear here, and also in your balance. Okay. Now, what else can I show you without getting too complicated? Forget make a deposit. Replenish the balance is an important one, because when you first start, you want to invest a small amount, and it's very straightforward. There's $10 showing there. There's my balance, $3. If I just select replenish, it will give me 4 options: Perfect Money, Payeer, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And so I can use any one of these 4 methods of replenishing my balance. For me, normally I would select pay here. I'd select pay, and then we go through the usual procedure for paying from your payer account into this account. Now, it's very simple, it's very straightforward, it literally takes seconds. Okay, just back to the personal account side of things for a moment. Now, I did mention a few moments ago that there's several methods of investing or lending money with this system. There's granted credit and there's credit exchange. Now, they're more or less the same thing, but different ways of doing the same thing. Let me start with granted credit. This is the one that is most likely to be used by most people most of the time. Why? Because it's just a very good way of selecting exactly what you want to do with your money. Now, let's say for argument's sake you wish to invest $50, so 50 in there, and anywhere between, I don't know, $50 to $500, or even $10 to $500. You have a selection here of the number of days you want your investment to run. So 7 days all the way to 14. Now, if you only want it to run for 7 days, you'll only get 1.5% per day. And as you increase the number of days, then the percentage increases. So if you take it all the way to 15, you can see you'll get 1.9% per working day. This is the total profit over that period. And the company, for its efforts, takes 25% of your profit. Okay, so profit of the company, $3.60, and so your net profit is $10.65. Now, if I wanted to go ahead with that, I'd simply press confirm, and we'd go through a system of paying for that lend. So you can either use your balance if you have sufficient funds in there, or you can use one of the other methods. So this is excellent. So just for interest, let's put 500 in there. Now you can see the number of days now increases from 7 days to 30 days because the interest is so much higher. Well, 30 days you get 2%, rack it all the way up to 70 days and you get 2.4%. Now $500 over 70 days will give you a profit of $840, less the company expense or profit, and you would get $630. Now $630 over a 70-day period, and don't forget you get your principal back as well, is pretty good. And you're not relying on crypto going up and down. You're not worried sick that the platform's going to fall over any day now, because let's face it, whilst I still have some small investments in some of the crypto platforms, in the last several days, even, or last week or so, 3 or 4 of them have just fallen over, just scammed out. I'm not saying that this won't scam out, but the likelihood is very, very small because it's a well-established company and they've been going for 8 years. So I think it's as safe as you can hope to be. So anyway, that explains that way. Now the other way of lending is quite an interesting one, credit exchange, which is where you select any loan request that you like, or sorry, a borrowing request. These amounts here are the amounts of money requested by a potential borrower. So for instance, this guy here, he's requesting just over $1,000. The term for his loan is 51 days. You as the investor would receive 2.2% per working day, and the total profit would be $1,149. So you'd have to take 25% off that. And this is very straightforward. In fact, if you just go down here on the left hand side to credit exchange, the same thing, you'll find a more extensive list of these people who are looking to borrow. So let's take a small one for argument's sake. Let's say, where are we? Okay, here's a small one. This guy here wants to borrow $71. He wants to borrow it over a 15-day period, and that's the interest that we will receive. Now, the total profit will be $44 over 2 weeks, and less $25. Sorry, 25% for the company. Now, I'll just very quickly explain, go back to this personal account page and just quickly explain that fundamentally there is no real difference between this one and this one, because whatever you select here and whatever you select here, if you select similar amounts for a similar period of time, you will always get the same percentage return. So whether you choose your own requirements here or whether you choose somebody else's, it all works out the same. You know, you still get the same interest on any particular amount over any particular period. So if I were to put $100 in there over a period of 15 days, and my total profit was 28, my net profit was 21. If I go over here and found somebody who was looking to borrow $100 over a 15-day period, then you would still receive the same 1.9%. As far as I can tell, the only real difference is that using this, you can just be a little bit more selective. That's all. You know, you can pick specific numbers of days, and of course you can put funny odd amounts in, like $104.50 or something like that. Okay, so that's a very quick rundown of what's going on here. There is a third mode of investment, which is just here, which is called functional management. And I'm not going to bother with that too much because this one offers very high returns, but the minimum investment on that one is $7,000, which is way out of my range at the moment. Anyway, look, I'm not going to throw any more of this at you now. All I can say is it's an amazing, simple concept, and it doesn't rely on crypto, which is great. You can still do a bit of crypto on the side, but this is, I have great hopes for this, and I'm very optimistic about this. The fact that they've been going for 8 years, and it doesn't have anything to do with the crypto world at all is also great. I mean, really, it's just, there are similar concepts to this here in the UK. Some companies do a similar thing, but they don't give you the actual specific options to choose the amount of funds that you invest and the time period. So this is sort of an upmarket version of those platforms. And so far, it's looking very, very encouraging. I'm very optimistic. So I'll just leave it at that. I've spoken myself to death right now. So I need to stop talking, and I'll come up with some more how-to videos in the very near future regarding this. So thanks for listening, and speak to you soon.